They do have a timeout. Decide not to use it. Curry, way downtown. Bang!
NBA stars change teams all the time. We've seen LeBron's decision, Kevin Durant going to Golden State, and more recently, James Harden getting traded to the Nets. However, one player that stayed in one place his entire career is Steph Curry. He's been with the Warriors the whole time. And in this video, we'll talk about the reasons why Curry prefers to stay in Golden State.
But first, a simple reminder on how to enter our brand new giveaway. We will be giving away either an iPhone X Max, the new iPad mini, or a MacBook Pro. It's all your choice. So be sure to leave a like, comment the keyword, subscribe, and turn on notifications to enter the giveaway. It's really that simple.
Drafted by Golden State. One of the biggest reasons why Steph Curry has stayed with the Warriors is likely that the Warriors were the one team that had confidence in him when he was coming out of Davidson in the NBA draft. As we all know, Curry wasn't a #1 overall pick or even a top prospect at this time, despite his superstar status right now. He went #7 overall, even though none of the players that were drafted before him would end up accomplishing the same things during their careers. The team that finally had faith in him and made the pick after 6 other players had already gone off the board was Golden State. It's important to remember that Curry had been an underdog for most of his career. Coming out of college, he didn't have the same reputation as a legendary shooter that he does now, and as a high school prospect, he was considered undersized in height and weight and had a hard time getting college offers. Curry played his college ball at Davidson and became infamous for leading the team on their run to the Elite Eight during the NCAA tournament. But what most fans don't realize is that Curry's desired team back then was actually Virginia Tech. His father had played college basketball there before embarking on his own long NBA career, but Tech wasn't interested in the younger Curry and only gave him a chance to walk onto the team while paying for school himself rather than getting a scholarship. In other words, Curry had been doubted at both the high school and the college level, and that trend continued into the NBA when a number of other players were taken first in the draft before Golden State made a leap of faith and selected him. Curry staying with the Warriors for his entire career so far seems to be a way of returning the faith the franchise had in him from the beginning, when they were the one team that wasn't scared to draft him despite his skinny frame and his style of play, which was much more unconventional than it is now when Curry was first coming into the league. The Warriors also decided to keep Curry around. Back when he was drafted, there were rumors that a trade to the Phoenix Suns could happen. Obviously, that's not what went down, and the Warriors would have been unlikely to get back more value than they lost from that deal. And of course, the Warriors were rewarded in their faith in Curry with results, and that's another reason we're unlikely to see Curry move from Golden State. Face of the franchise. It's safe to say every NBA franchise has a face, but not all of them have one as distinct as Curry for the Warriors. Just like LeBron did with coming to Cleveland and becoming a legend in the city in the process, Curry came into the Warriors and turned things around in the years after his arrival. And in doing so, he became the most iconic player in franchise history. After reaching those kinds of heights, it's hard to leave it all behind and jump ship to another team. Let's not forget that the Warriors weren't a very good team when they first drafted Curry. During his rookie season, they were only a couple of losses removed from finishing in the bottom of their division, and ultimately finished as the 3rd worst team in the Western Conference, with only the Kings and the Timberwolves performing worse that season. And that was even with Curry contributing right away as a rookie with 17.5 points per game and 5 assists per game, a performance that put him #2 in voting for the Rookie of the Year award behind Tyreke Evans. Right now, the Warriors are known for their big three. While other players have come and gone, their success has been based the most on Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green. While we saw Kevin Durant head for Brooklyn to try to win with his own super team, for example, we still see this big three together right now, and none of these players have taken the option to leave Golden State to make more money or lead their own team as individuals when the Warriors were around their height and they had the chance to do so. But Curry was with the franchise before this big three was even a thing. Klay Thompson was drafted after Curry was, and Draymond Green came around last as the final big addition the Warriors required to create the dynamic trio. Curry's a player that has witnessed both sides of the coin and seen the Warriors at some of their lowest lows, but also their highest highs. Because of that, as well as his role in their championships, Curry has become an icon in a way that most other franchise leaders around the league and even his own fellow teammates such as Thompson haven't been able to. Golden State is his franchise, and it doesn't look like he has plans on leaving it anytime soon or even for the rest of his career in general. After all, it's not like there are more accomplishments for Curry to chase after following his 3 finals victories and his unanimous MVP award. Settled down in Golden State. As we mentioned, Curry's been around the Warriors for a long time, enough to get used to the area and fully embrace it, unlike some of the players that change teams every year and are forced to move cities frequently as part of this. While that's the life of many NBA players, it looks like Curry has become thoroughly planted in the Bay Area after spending time there thanks to getting drafted by the Warriors. And Curry has already invested in living in the Bay Area in the form of a massive mansion which rivals some of the most expensive NBA player properties in its price tag and its size. When the Warriors made the move back out of Oakland and to their more traditional location of San Francisco, Curry also made a new move to match that one and relocated to Atherton, California. California. The Atherton mansion that Curry and his wife purchased is worth $31 million and is located in what Forbes has called the most expensive zip code in the country for a number of years on their list. The neighborhood places Curry around tech CEOs and others who are rich enough to buy their way into the exclusive area. That includes both locals from the tech industry and foreign moguls looking for a luxurious neighborhood to move to within the United States. As for the building itself, it's a 3-story mansion that also comes with a guest house and a detached garage. There's also quite a large pool out back, and the house was never put up for sale officially. Instead, the property was acquired quietly, and not many pictures of it even existed on the internet thanks to the low profile of the deal and how it wasn't listed publicly. Even though the house wasn't officially bought in Curry's name, to keep things low profile, digging from others in the neighborhood would eventually reveal that it was indeed the NBA star who was behind the purchase. It appears that Curry is living in the mansion with his wife Ayesha, as well as their 2 daughters and 1 son, and that might be one of the big factors in why we aren't seeing Curry on another team right now. After all, Curry's been in Golden State ever since his children were born, and they haven't known another home city for their dad's basketball career yet. It's safe to say the Curry family is probably used to being in the Bay Area, and that switching teams would complicate things and require moving for the first time since Curry was initially drafted, as well as switching schools for the kids. It might just be that the Curry family has decided it isn't worth the effort, and it's better to just stick with what's familiar. It's not like Golden State isn't making Curry one of the highest paid players in the league and giving him plenty of financial motivation to stay too. There's just not enough motivation to uproot everything and move to another team when it's possible to keep getting rich with Golden State while playing with familiar teammates in a familiar city. Team chemistry. On the note of familiar teammates, team chemistry isn't a factor that should be overlooked. It's true that Curry could leave the Warriors and any team in the league would be in a rush to sign him, but leaving the Warriors would also mean leaving the teammates that Curry's been around for much of his career. While he's been the main figure in the rise of the Warriors, he hasn't done it alone. Klay Thompson and Draymond Green will go down as iconic players in their own right in the history of the franchise, as well as the league in general. And even if Kevin Durant left after a brief stay, these 3 have stuck together, and it looks like they plan on continuing that into the foreseeable future. And really, they just play well together. They're a set of players that mesh well with one another off the court too. That's not so common in every franchise. For example, take a look at the failed experiment of James Harden and Russell Westbrook in Houston, or the current experiment that the Nets are trying with Harden, Kevin Durant, and Kyrie Irving. Managing personalities is one of the top aspects in team building, and not every team can pull it off. For the Warriors, that hasn't been much of a concern because all of the stars have been called unselfish. And while Curry and some of the other players on the Warriors have been criticized as not having the same kind of edge as other historical greats such as Jordan or possibly LeBron, the combination of more mild personalities on the team rather than diva personalities has helped the Warriors' core group stick together as a unit, instead of disintegrating with clashing tempers leading to trades and free agency departures. All in all, Golden State has proven itself to be the best place for Steph Curry, both because of past history and the current situation, and it looks unlikely that he'll ever move from the Warriors before retiring.